While doing research for some of our other videos, we came to the realization that there's someone in the entertainment industry who has allegedly been stirring up drama behind the scenes. And that person is none other than Tisha Campbell's ex-husband, Duane Martin. Duane Martin? What'd he do, girl? His antics date back to the early stages of his relationship with Tisha, and the chaos has continued ever since. Allegedly. Are y'all ready to get into this hot, stinking mess? Is an elephant heavy? Well, before we dive deep into other people's business, if you're hungry, let's do it. Buy some snacks. Our website is waiting. Come and jump on it. Sitting here flossing. Our online concession stand at rrgsnacks.com has the best treats to satisfy your taste buds, including beef and bacon jerky, green apple licorice, and butter toffee peanuts. That sounds good as hell. Back in 1990, Tisha was hired to appear in a TV series called Moe's World, alongside fellow actors Jada Pinkett and Duane Martin. The trio became friends, and Tisha and Duane started dating that same year. The network didn't pick up the show, but Tisha's relationship with Duane and her career flourished. In 1992, she landed the role of Gina on Martin. Duane also booked a role on a 1993 episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's where he met Will Smith, and the two became besties. In his memoir, Will wrote that it was love at first sight when he first saw Duane and Tisha's friend, Jada Pinkett, when Jada auditioned for a role on Fresh Prince. He tried to shoot his shot by appearing at a taping of A Different World, where Jada was a part of the cast. However, while watching the taping, he met a woman named Cherie Zampino. They fell in love and got married 3 months later. His marriage quickly deteriorated. When Cherie took their son Trey back to her hometown in upstate New York to clear her mind, Duane and Tisha arranged for Will to meet Jada at a lounge without Will and Jada's knowledge. Now, they wrong for that. Duane most likely knew about Will's infatuation with Jada. And not only that, but Duane and Tisha knew Will was married. That's what I'm saying. But they still planned for him to meet up with Jada behind his wife's back. Now that right there is what you call a low down dirty. You know what? Let me eat my snacks and mind my business. As we all know, Cherie eventually filed for divorce. She later changed her mind, but Will decided he wanted to be with Jada. And as you know, we've been stuck in the Will and Jada group chat ever since. Somebody take me out of this damn group chat right after I get this tea, though. Tisha and the rest of the cast of Martin, including Martin Lawrence, got along beautifully. Their chemistry spilled over into their own on-screen interactions, but things quickly went left. And in court docs, Tisha claimed the conditions on set were intolerable. In season 1, Tisha said she repeatedly turned Martin down for dates because Tisha had a man at home. No, that's right. In season 2, she claimed Martin, quote, became increasingly manic and volatile, and he would often and easily fly into uncontrollable fits of rage for no apparent or rational reason. Yeah, remember when he took his clothes off and ran down the street? His rage allegedly worsened in the 3rd season, where Tisha claimed Martin humiliated her in front of the entire cast and crew on so many occasions that she needed to be hospitalized due to stress. But wait, it gets worse. Tisha said Martin would grope her, kiss her, force his tongue into her mouth, and simulate intimacy with her on set in front of the cast and crew during moments when they weren't rehearsing or filming. Martin was dealing with several personal issues at the time, including substance issues, which we've discussed in a previous video that's linked in our description box. See, I knew it. While all that was going on, Duane decided it was time to put a ring on it. Tisha told The Real that Duane asked her in the middle of the night if she wanted to go to a Denny's restaurant. Denny's?
Oh man, it was a hard day at work. I'm really tired, but okay, I'll go with you.
Tisha described the Denny's as being ratchet and full of pimps and ladies of the night. All of a sudden, Duane got down on one knee and proposed to her by asking if she would be his friend forever. His friend? Tisha said the women in the restaurant started yelling and were ticked off that Duane was proposing to her in the middle of a damn Denny's.
No, you bet not. No, not at no Denny's.
But either way, Tisha said yes. In August 1996, Tisha married the man of her dreams.
Boy, nightmares.
In court docs, she later alleged that Duane became physically, mentally, and emotionally abusive to her soon after they got married. She said she hid the altercations from most of her family, friends, and the public. 3 months after getting married, season 5 of Martin kicked off, and by that point, Tisha said Martin was simply out of control. Tisha said she pleaded to writers to stop creating scenes where she and Martin were in bed, but they continued to write bedroom scenes.
I'd be like, give me that damn pen. Let me write it myself.
It was during season 5 that Martin reportedly had his most hysterical outburst, which prompted Tisha to leave the set. She agreed to appear in the last few episodes of season 5 as long as she didn't have to film any scenes with Martin. She filed a lawsuit seeking damages against several parties, including HBO, Martin, and his production company. Eventually, she settled the suit for an undisclosed amount.
Good for you, girl.
Martin later told GQ the whole case was complete BS. When asked if he and Tisha ever discussed the case, he answered,
We don't need to talk about something that just didn't happen. Okay, Martin.
While many people believe the show got canceled, Martin said he was the one who decided to walk away after 5 seasons.
He had no choice. Gina was gone.
Their falling out led to Tisha and Martin being estranged from each other for decades. Did Duane play a role in all of this? Some people tend to think that he was in his feelings over Tisha and Martin's on- and off-screen chemistry, and it's alleged that his jealousy prompted Tisha to change the dynamics of the characters' interactions so she could keep the peace at home. Of course, none of this has been confirmed.
Sound about right, though.
No matter what rumors you hear from your mama, your daddy, your aunties, or random people on the internet, we'll probably never know the truth. Tisha told The Talk, I can't go into much detail about the past because there was a confidentiality agreement, so the gag order says no. After Martin, she had no trouble landing a new job and snagged the role of Janet Kyle on My Wife and Kids, which premiered in 2000.
Girl, I love that show.
Be sure to check out the video we made about the show, which we've linked in the description box. That same year, in honor of his 35th birthday, Duane bought himself a Bentley. The car was delivered during his birthday party, and when it arrived, Duane, Will, and another friend hopped into the car and turned on the stereo. Apparently, some guests at the party assumed Will bought the car for Duane, so they ran to the tabloids to tell them how weird they thought it was for Will to buy his friend such an expensive gift.
Uh-oh.
Duane told Essence magazine he was so disgusted by the rumors that he ended up selling the car.
Boy, you couldn't afford it.
Tisha and Duane's son, Zen, was born in August 2001. Around that same time, Tisha was diagnosed with sarcoidosis, an inflammatory disease in which the immune system overreacts, causing groups of cells to form clusters of inflamed tissue in one or more body organs. Bernie Mac passed away from the disease,
Oh, Bernie gone, y'all.
and Crazy Bone of Bone Thugs and Harmony was recently hospitalized after suffering complications associated with the disease. And then in 2003, their son Zen, who was 18 months old at the time, was diagnosed with autism. So not only did she have to deal with her own medical issue, but she and Duane had to learn how to adapt to their son's special needs. Now, let's fast forward to 2005, when Duane's good friend Lisa Ray McCoy met the premiere of Turks and Caicos, Michael Missick. Lisa Ray introduced Michael to Duane, and the two hit it off and became close pals. Lisa Ray and Michael tied the knot in 2006, and in 2007, Tisha told Essence magazine that Duane was spending some time in Turks and Caicos to scout locations for a hotel they were building on the island. Duane chimed in that Michael wanted to turn Turks and Caicos into the Gucci of the Caribbean islands.
Gucci.
So he was linking up with other like-minded people, like Duane and Tisha, to go into business together and help develop the island.
Is Duane's money that long, though?
Duane also added that Michael had teamed up with Will and Cedric the Entertainer to build a hotel in Studio City. Duane was excited to be in the presence of someone with so much power and influence, and Tisha couldn't wait to see how their joint ventures all panned out. She said, I hang out with people who are amazing parents and really value a rich living. I'm not talking about monetarily. I'm talking about spiritually and mentally. And we help make sure that each one is on their game for their spouses.
Oh, really?
But little did she know there was some bumping and grinding going on during Duane's trips to Turks and Caicos.
Ruh-roh.
In 2007, the New York Daily News reported Nicole Murphy, yes, Eddie Murphy's ex-wife,
Hercules, Hercules, Hercules.
was spotted kissing Michael at the opening of a Sandals Antigua resort.
Oh, hell no.
Rhymes with Snitch website reported a bodyguard went to great lengths to make sure there were no photos taken of Michael and Nicole at the event. When the allegations hit the internet, Lisa Ray thought it was all fake news. In a statement, she stated, Nicole is a good friend, and she and Michael were both there for an event, but not together. Sadly, Lisa Ray had been deceived by Michael, Nicole, and Duane.
Duane?
Lisa Ray later confirmed during an episode of TV One Uncensored that despite Duane being her close friend, Duane hooked Michael up with a bunch of different women, including some of their mutual friends and associates. He needed his kick. Lisa Ray later accused Duane of being the one who coordinated Nicole's trip so she could bang Michael's brains out. We spilled all of Nicole's messy tea and her history of allegedly getting her cheeks clapped by other women's husbands in one of our old school videos that's linked in the description box. Lisa Ray acknowledged that Michael was a playboy and would spend a lot of time traveling and doing who knows what. But things really went downhill in their marriage when Duane and Michael grew closer. Lisa Ray said, "Within that relationship, I lost my husband to Duane Martin, and they became better friends than what me and my husband did. I couldn't understand that for the love of God." Lisa Ray said she trusted Duane like a brother, and to this day, she can't forgive him for what he did. I don't blame you, girl. So anyway, Lisa Ray divorced Michael in 2008, and Michael resigned from office after he was found to have been illegally selling off public land for personal gain. This ninja. Now, let's pause for a second. Duane was responsible for facilitating the meeting between Will and Jada when Will was still married to Cherie. And he was allegedly responsible for bringing women to Lisa Ray's husband so he could commit adultery. Duane sounds like a nasty piece of work, don't he? In 2007, news outlets reported that Tisha and Duane's marriage was on the rocks. They also stated that Duane was making plans to come out of the closet. Wait a minute, say what now? Online sources claim Duane and Tisha were actually in a lavender marriage.
Girl, a what?
A lavender marriage is a term used in Hollywood that describes a PR marriage that's been arranged to keep up the facade of heterosexuality. The rumor mill stated Duane was in a relationship with Will, and Tisha was dating her former Martin co-star Tashina Arnold.
Damn, Gina.
The couple sat down with Essence magazine to deny the allegations. Duane said, "I'm not going to defend myself against a gay rumor when I'm trying to defend my son against autism." You know you can defend both at the same time, right? They expanded their family by welcoming their second son, Ezekiel, in September 2009. As they adjusted to being a family of 4, more rumors about Duane's preference hit the press.
Damn, again?
In March 2012, Star Magazine published a bombshell report claiming Duane's alleged romance with Will was causing trouble in Will's marriage. According to the tabloid, Will and Duane had taken several vacations together, including trips to Las Vegas, Miami, and a private cruise in Trinidad, while Tisha and Jada were back at home, sitting up in their rooms. Tisha and Duane had other issues to worry about, though. Their money was drying up quickly. They were unable to pay their bills, couldn't pay their telephone bills, and they were barely staying afloat. In 2016, they filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy after admitting they were $15 million in debt.
$15 million?
The bankruptcy case was a hot, stankin' disaster. They were accused of trying to hide $50,000 from the bankruptcy trustee and were forced to hand over all of their financial records. And then Will got dragged into the bankruptcy battle.
Say what now?
According to the investigation, Duane bought a home in Chatsworth, California in 2006 for $900,000. He then borrowed $1.9 million to construct another home for his family. When he defaulted on the loan, he negotiated a short sale of the Chatsworth property, and he used a company called Rocks LLC to buy the home back from the bank using a $1.4 million loan he obtained from Will and Jada. Duane intended to sell the Chatsworth home for a multi-million-dollar profit so he could pay Will and Jada back, and he was going to pocket the rest of the money without the court finding out. In other words, he was going to try to pull a little scam.
Allegedly.
In text messages and emails obtained between Will and his team, Will had some concerns regarding the loan, and one of his advisors wrote in an email, "This is both a PR risk and a legal risk for Will Smith."
Come again now.
A PR risk? Were they implying that if the public found out Will gave his friend a $1.4 million loan, it would add more fuel to the gay allegations? Either way, Will gave him the money. While officials didn't accuse the Smiths of any wrongdoing, bankruptcy officials alleged the loan was part of a larger scam that was orchestrated by Duane. Duane and the trustee later reached a deal that required Duane to sell the home. The buyer, former Basketball Wives star Angel Brinks, was ready to purchase the property for $2.45 million. The profit would then be used to pay Will back the money he loaned. The rest would go to the bankruptcy estate, and a small portion would be returned to Rocks LLC. But Tisha said, not so fast. In a court filing, Tisha tried to block the deal. She stated since the trustee was aware that Duane was a fraudster, she couldn't understand why he was allowed to sell the home so quickly without further investigation into the real estate transaction. Although Angel provided a letter stating she had no prior or present dealings, relationships, or connections with Duane or Will, Tisha pointed out that Angel was indeed connected because, at the time, Angel was in a relationship with actor Jackie Long, who co-starred with Duane on The Real Husbands of Hollywood. The home was eventually sold, and the profits were split according to the trustees' agreement. 2 years after filing for bankruptcy, Tisha filed for divorce in February 2018 after 22 years of marriage. She reported that she had $1.5 million in assets, but she didn't have a steady source of income. Since Duane was earning about $62,000 per month, she wanted him to pay her spousal and child support. Tisha added that her monthly expenses totaled over $30,000, and the amount included her music, recording costs, and performance budget for her music career.
Girl, if you don't get a real job.
She accused Duane of cheating on her throughout their marriage, and she also came clean about the years' worth of abuse she allegedly suffered. She also claimed Duane flew into a violent rage in December 2018, which was almost a year after she filed for divorce. Tisha stated that during their marriage, he talked down to her about her weight and claimed her body was the reason she wasn't landing any roles.
You, Duane, after she carried 2 cheering for you.
She was later granted a temporary restraining order. Duane denied the allegations and stated Tisha was just trying to ruin his finances. A month after she filed for divorce, Duane fired back by stating Tisha was a bad mom, and because she didn't have a college degree like he did, education wasn't important to her. Tisha clapped back by saying she was the more responsible parent, and Duane was lazy and would pass all of his parenting duties off to his mother and brother. Months later, in July 2019, Duane told the court that Tisha was having mental breakdowns and he was concerned for her emotional well-being.
Oh, now you concerned.
He noted an August 2017 incident where she became paranoid and anxious. He also claimed she wasn't acting like herself recently and she was fabricating stories and going off on people. A source close to Tisha told TMZ the new allegations were complete nonsense and a continuation of the gaslighting Duane did to her during their marriage. After 2 years of going back and forth, their divorce was finalized in December 2020. Neither of them received spousal or child support, and they agreed to split the expenses for their youngest son, who was still a minor. Tisha dropped Martin as her last name and had her name restored to Tisha Campbell.
Hallelujah.
In the aftermath of her divorce, she told Entertainment Tonight she had $7 to her name.
$7?
And she was afraid of starting all over. However, her children made it easy for her because they didn't care about material possessions. When asked if she had space for love again, she responded, "Hell no. I'm the happiest I've ever been, and I don't want a relationship, so don't ask me that shit no more."
Tell him, Tisha.
Tisha continues to embrace this new stage of her life. She's recording music, she developed a police encounter app with her brother, she performs stand-up comedy, and she's still lining up acting gigs. She has reconciled with Martin, and she and Lisa Ray are still friends despite Lisa Ray's beef with Duane.
I'm so proud of her for being so honest. I'm so proud of her.
As for Duane, he appeared in a few episodes of Bel-Air, and he signed a deal with Jada's Red Table Talk Productions in 2021 to produce scripted and unscripted content. Whew. We finally made it to the end of this tomfoolery. Besties, is this the most hot, stankin' mess video you've seen on our channel? Let us know down below. And thanks for watching RRG.